I'm sharing a learning experience. Today I will talk about Restorationist churches. I hope you listen and receive something worthwhile from this. It's not long, but I found it quite interesting. The First Great Awakening occurred in mainly the Americas and the United Kingdom, with existing Christians trying to reform the Christian church. The churches that resulted are known as Protestants. The Second Great Awakening occurred mostly in the United States and created many new Christians with the aim of restoring Christ's original church. The Restorationist churches broke off into two main lines of thinking. The first group were believers in the Nicene Creed. The name Nicene Creed comes from the Council of Nicaea, held in 325 CE to consolidate power and to establish doctrine. The wide majority of mainstream Christians are believers in the Nicene Creed. The second group of thinkers are non believers of the Nicene Creed and believe that the Nicene Creed is not inspired by God, but rather inspired by pagan philosophies. A narrow group of Christians are non Nicene followers. Non Nicene churches are often considered by mainstream Christians as fringe organizations. They are sometimes referred to as cults to scare off members of their own group from investigating alternative philosophies. However, cults almost always disband after the death of the leader in order to seek something else. Sometimes they end up dying in mass with their leaders. If the religion carries on past the first generation, it is a religious sect and not a cult. In this presentation, I will only consider the larger organizations that still are in existence formed during the Restorationist movement, known to most people as the Second Great Awakening. The earliest Restorationist was Bartram Stone, who was organizing Restorationist groups as early as 1804. In 1811, Thomas Campbell was doing the same thing. They later combined their efforts into what is now known as the Christian Church of the Disciples of Christ. They are Nicene in nature. The next major player in the Restorationist movement was Joseph Smith, who formed an organization in 1830. The two largest organizations that he is credited for starting include the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and Community of Christ. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is non-Nicene, while the Community of Christ is Nicene in nature. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has branched out all over the world, while the Community of Christ is largely confined to the North American continent. Other smaller breakaways from Joseph Smith's original organization tend to be non-Nicene in nature. The next main player of the Restorationist movement was William Miller, who ended up creating most of the Restorationist movement churches that still exist. He started in 1831. The Seventh day Adventist Church, the Advent Christian Church, and Grace Communion International are all Nicene in nature, while the Jehovah's Witness, Church of God, and the United Church of God are all non Nicene in nature. The last Restorationist group to be formed that still survives is the Plymouth Brethren, formed in 1831 in Ireland by John Darby. They are all Nicene in nature. By 1848, they were known as the Exclusive Brethren or the Open Brethren. They can be found in Africa, India, Latin America, and all English speaking countries. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, kind thoughts.